Alright, it's time for some pedals. So I've got that just tacked here. The pedals are gonna... There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on with this, but for now, I want to connect here to here, with the bolt. I really got to think about this because this is where your legs go. Alright. So your legs come through here, so I don't want anything sharp hanging down here. This is obviously narrower than that, about a bit. If I have something going straight across, this will get wider, so that means whatever is in here for the pedals to slide along has to be able to cope with that. Yeah. Alright, check it out. I abandoned the sliding pedal idea just for something simple. Welded a rivet nut up here, the cable passes through it. There's a bolt here with a hole in it, the cable passes through it, and then the nut jams the cable in place. This is all just tacked together, so I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put gashes in here and then glue rubber to the pedals. This design is so when you're pushing on it with your toe won't slide off it, basically. They're going to be out here, but when you're pushing on it, your toe shouldn't slide off, basically. And the front brakes, I used the original cable retainer and made a little bracket, drilled and tapped and slotted. Nice and simple. This is adjustable, but I probably won't move it because if I move it down any further, I'd have to move this down, and yeah. It's just redundant. So I could probably bend this a bit more down this way, so these aren't getting pulled on at an extreme angle like that. That will eventually wear through the cables. So I'll do that, but I'm not going to show you. Now it's time for the rear brakes. I'm going to use this master cylinder, and then there's going to be over here somewhere a lever that'll activate that. That'll be my rear brake handbrake. And right next to that is also going to be the gear selector. So I've got to figure out roughly how far in I want them, as well as how far forward or back. Making a bracket for that will be simple. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's get into it. Right, made this simple bracket. It's a piece of angle iron, drilled a hole in it with a hole saw, a couple more holes for the bolts. I'm going to mount it down here in this corner. So you just peel back the carpet if you ever need to check the brake fluid. The lever's going to be pivoting off this bar here, probably out a little bit, and then when you pull the handbrake back, it will push the piston in, activating the brakes. So I'm going to get this tacked into place and then work on the lever itself. Alright, I'll show you what I've got going on here. You saw me tack this into place. I drilled a few holes in this piece of plate. That bolt fell out. I could probably go in the lower hole. As you activate it, it gets straighter. I think that'll be good. I'll just see if my concept works. That one. Cool. So I just rounded the edges off of that, make it a bit easier to get in. I'm going to fill in the bottom of this, so this doesn't want to try and flex on me, which it doesn't look like it is, but it might. When there's hydraulic fluid in there, it'll be harder to pull, and this might try and move around a bit. So I'll put a plate in the bottom. I can't put one on the top because as you pull it out, it sort of has to come up like that. But pretty happy. Progress. I'll leave that there. Now I've got to figure out the shifter. Whereabouts I'm going to have that. So I want it sort of away from the handbrake, but not too far into the cabin area. I was thinking I could sort of box around here and then have it pivot from out here. So this will be in there and the shifter will be up here. So they shouldn't interfere. There should be, hand room between them. So I might make a little box to go around, and I can also brace this to the box. And we'll see how it looks. So as you just saw, I tacked this into place. This is for the gear selector. It also doubles as reinforcement for the brake master cylinder. This will just attach here like that. I've still got to put a bottom on it, sort of like that, but just with one hole. And then I'll have the brake linkage adjustable, not brake linkage, shifter linkage adjustable, so it can be, wherever I want this, I can adjust the linkage. I'll bring you around here and show you what's going on. Alright, so I just got a piece of flat bar down there that will weld to the master cylinder bracket, and it's going to be welded on this side. It's going to be welded here and along here, and that'll strengthen this bracket right up. Still got to put an end on this, sort of out of this plate possibly, just with one hole hanging down, and then the adjustment will be in the shift linkage for how much, or for where I want this to sit in relation, if I want it leaning forwards. So I've got to find out what's comfortable before I make that, and that's it. That's as far as I can go with that.